Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the third day of our International Faculty Development Program on Human Engineering for Psychological Well-being. Today, we are excited to explore the theme of practicing positive psychology with Dr. Sivaraman. I hope that you're all enthusiastic about today's session as you were for yesterday's. To start our session on a positive note, let's take a moment for a short prayer. May our minds be enlightened and our hearts be open as we gather in pursuit of knowledge and growth. Grant us the clarity to understand, the wisdom to apply, and the strength to embody. May this session foster connections and inspire new beginnings. I'm pleased to invite Dr. A. Vimal Jaral to introduce our esteemed resource person for today.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure. It is an absolute honor and privilege to introduce you to a distinguished professional in the field of psychiatry, someone who has made significant contributions both academically and clinically. It is none other than Dr. Sivaraman, the resource person for the day. Dr. Sivaraman is currently serving as the professor and head of the Department of Psychiatry at the Trichy SRM Medical College Hospital and Research Center. His journey in the field of medicine began with an MBBS degree from the IRT Perundurai Medical College, Erode. His passion for psychiatry led him to the prestigious All India Institute for Medical Sciences, shortly known as AIMS, where he earned his MD Psychiatry. With over a decade of experience in teaching both undergraduate and postgraduate students, Dr. Sivaraman has guided numerous ICMR projects and postgraduate theses. He has also served as a postgraduate examiner, shaping the minds of next generation psychiatrists. Dr. Sivaraman's research contributions are notable, with numerous research articles, case reports, and editorials published in various national and international journals. He has also played a pivotal role as co-investigator in a multicentric ICMR project. In addition to his academic and research pursuits, Dr. Sivaraman has completed several specialized courses, including training in transcranial magnetic stimulation, medical education technology, and telemedicine practice guidelines. His commitment to continuous learning and professional development is truly commendable. Dr. Sivaraman is also a respected member of several professional organizations, including Indian Psychiatric Society, the Indian Association of Social Psychiatry, and Trichy Association of Psychiatrists, where he currently holds the secretaryship. Beyond his professional achievements, Dr. Sivaraman has been a relentless advocate for mental health awareness. He has organized numerous public awareness programs commemorating important international days related to mental health and has been a frequent speaker on various media platforms promoting mental health and motivating students. His areas of interest including lies in psychiatry, mental health economics, dedication and de-addiction and mental health awareness. Dr. Sivaraman's dedication to his field and his community makes him an invaluable asset. And we are very much fortunate to have him with us this evening for this session. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sivaraman. Welcome you, Doctor. The floor is yours.
That is a nice introduction which I could have. Yesterday, throughout the world, we were celebrating World Suicide Prevention Day. And next month, that is October 10, we are going to celebrate the World Mental Health Day. So in between these two important international days, here we are having another one international important program, that is Human Engineering and Psychological Well-being. I wholeheartedly thank Department of Counseling Psychology, St. Joseph College Autonomous, for inviting me for this wonderful evening where I could share some of my information to the beneficiaries available here. I personally thank Dr. A. John Bolaya sir for providing me this opportunity again for giving this wonderful talk. With this introduction, I'm moving to my presentation. So actually the field of psychiatry by itself started to promote mental well-being. So there were many sufferings in the mind which people from scientists come to understand, and to alleviate the sufferings in the mind, the field of psychiatry or psychology has started. But over the years, what happened? Most of the times, the psychiatrist or even psychologist are mainly focusing on the sufferings of the mind. Though the concept was started to make everyone happy, but over the years, because they were mostly seeing people with sufferings, it was wrongly branded that our stigma has grown in such a way that it is come to the people's mind that psychiatrist means they are dealing with the mental disorders. Psychologists also they are dealing with the mental disorders. So now we have to rethink about what we have already practicing, and we have to now introduce a term called positive psychiatry or positive psychology, and I will be discussing about how it is different from the actual psychiatry and actual psychology. Yes. So in this presentation, I will be discussing on some introduction part, followed by what is positive psychology, how this concept of positive psychology has evolved, what are all the components of positive psychology, what are all the principles of positive psychology, and especially this 3P, that is practicing positive psychology, how we can practice this positive psychology in real life. Okay, we will have some activities in video format. After that, there will be a summaries of what I have informed. Then I will be getting feedback from you, and then I will be just giving the bibliography or reference from where I have taken these informations. So positive psychology, it focuses on enhancing the well-being and human potential. That is the main focus. It studies on what makes life worth living and how individuals can cultivate positive emotions and strengths. It also focuses on enhances well-being and human potential. So that is the main focus. It is a scientific study of healthy and flourishing life. The goal is to complement and extend the traditional problem-focused psychology that has proliferated in recent years. It is concerned with positive psychological states. State means cross-sectional. Positive psychological traits. Traits means it is there since from our childhood, like that. Positive relationships and positive institutions. Okay. How this is different from traditional psychology? So in traditional psychology, it is assumed or it has been understood that mainly it is focusing on the person who is mentally unwell. So people are fearing or having stigma to meet the psychologist or psychiatrist. So now this concept of positive psychology has evolved, where the focus is not dealing with mentally unwell, it is enhancing already average level of functioning is there. By practicing some aspects, this positive psychology field is trying to enhance the level of functioning towards the positive aspects. So clinical psychology deals with repairing, healing, disorder, illness related to mind. Whereas positive psychology is focusing on flourishing, well-being, strengths, meaning of already an average functioning life, mind. Again, emphasizing the same thing so that the concept should reach everybody. These three slides are to emphasize the importance and to differentiate the clinical psychology and positive psychology. So clinical psychology deals with mental illness, mental disorders, personality disorders, dysfunctional relationships, pathology, and diagnosis. Whereas positive psychology is focusing on strength of an individual, how happy an individual can be, how flourishing he can make his life towards positive aspects, his virtues, what is the meaning of this life, what is the purpose of this life, how he can improve his talent, and how he can build his relationships in positively. What is the difference between positive psychology and positive psychiatry? Because I am a psychiatrist, so I would like to give the difference between positive psychology and positive psychiatry. So psychiatry means psychiatrist, difference between psychiatrist and psychologist. Fine. So psychiatrist is basically they have finished their MBBS degree and then they are specialized in the field of psychiatry, MD psychiatry. So psychology, they have a science background. Okay. Though directly not MBBS, but they have a science background and mainly focusing on non-pharmacological or psychosocial aspects of the mind. So positive psychiatry means it is a branch of medicine. It is focused on individuals with the medical and psychiatric disorders, focus on identifying neurobiological foundation of psychosocial characteristics, focus on biological interventions, that is transcranial magnetic stimulation, deep brain stimulation, neuropsychotropics. Okay, so most of the things given in this Venn diagram is focusing on psychiatry. Okay, so positive psychiatry is something that even for normal individuals, even for the individuals who is having less mind problem, okay, psychiatry is focusing on that. The positive psychology means mainly pharmacological part is taken part of by psychiatry. Positive psychology means it is a branch of psychology. It focuses on clinical or general population. It focuses on psychological process in relationship to biological and social factors. It focuses on psychological interventions. For both, the common thing is the both field, whether it is a positive psychology or positive psychiatry, the goal is to focus on well-being and positive psychosocial characteristics. I will be discussing about what are all the positive psychosocial characteristics in the coming slides. Let us try to understand how this field of positive psychology evolved. It was founded by Martin Seligman in 1990s. So positive psychology emerged as a response to traditional psychology focusing on mental illness. It emphasizes strengths, virtues, and the positive aspects of human experience, aiming to foster a more balanced and understanding of psychology. So, what are all the principles of positive psychology? The core principle of positive psychology includes positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meanings, and accomplishment. This is a model called PERMA model. I will be discussing in the next few slides about this. Each element of this model or positive psychology principles contributes to a flourishing life and enhance the overall mental well-being. It guides individuals towards realizing their full potential. We'll now see what is this PERMA model. So it is PERMA. P for positive emotions, E for engagement, R for positive relationships, M for meaning, A for accomplishment. So to feel that positive psychology or to practice the positive psychology, we should understand the principles of this positive psychology. Okay, one part is emotion, the next part is engaging towards that, and next is framing relationship, then giving a meaning, and then accomplishing what we want. So I will be discussing these individual principles in the coming slides. Positive emotions. Okay, so whenever we go into our college in the morning, whenever we see our teachers, whenever we see our friends, we generally say good morning with the smile face. That gives a positive emotion to both. Okay, we leave. It gives an opportunity to leave our household negative emotions or whatever the emotions, leave there. Once we enter the workplace, we greet each other. Whenever we see in a new place, we greet each other. Like we are trying to spread the positive emotion from one person to another. So experiencing positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and giving hope. I will do it. I can do it. You will do it. You can do it. Like that can broaden our perspective and enhance our resilience. That is capacity to withstand or to recover quickly, even if negative things occurs. By experiencing or by injecting these emotions of joy, gratitude, and hope, it enhances the resilience. Okay, we could able to come out of our negative things fastly. So that is one important area. One principle is spreading positive emotions. These emotions not only improve our mental health, but also foster stronger social connections and promote creative thinking. Very less people, when you see, they always have a smiling face. Even when they have many problems, even when they have many issues, whenever you see them, they will be having a smiling face. They will be able to greet you with smile face. They welcome you with smile face. Okay. We usually feel, okay, how these people are able to be happy all the time. So it is that they are practicing this positive psychology knowingly or unknowingly, so that they are able to feel happiness and they are able to spread happiness. We have to learn from them. Next is engagement and flow. This is the second principle in PERMA. So engagement means referring to being fully absorbed in activities, often leading to a state of flow. So whatever the activities, once we enter into our workplace or whatever the important work. So once you enter into the place, once you start doing your work, we should be fully engaged to that work, and we should be enjoying what we are doing. Okay, once you are fully engaged to that work, then that particular work will be fully accomplished, and you will be able to do it with your full strength. To your ability will come out to its full strength. So engaging in the work, whatever we are doing to the fullest level, will help us to achieve more than what we are doing now. So achieving this engagement, what happens? It enhances our productivity and satisfaction while contributing to personal growth as well as a skill development. So we should be engaged fully in whatever the activity we are committed to do. That is important. So next is R, PER. The next is importance of relationships, R. So strong relationships are very important for well-being. They provide support, love, and sense of belonging. So we are our human being. Okay, we are not a non-living things. So we are a human being. We are social animals. For everything, we are dependent on each other. So no one is independent in this world. For every person's, for some or other thing, they depend on others. For example, I am talking to today to the respected teachers. So just 2 weeks back, we were celebrating September 5th, we were celebrating Teachers' Day. So I am talking to respected teachers and professors from in the various field here. Okay. So I was dependent on the teachers, professors for gaining the knowledge during my school days as well as during college days, even now. And now I have become a doctor. So my expertise field is required for yourself and for others. Every person, even a security who is standing outside our campus, a person who is a driver who is taking us from one place to other, a person who is washing our clothes, a person who is helping us in day-to-day life, any person. So the relationship is very important. How we are treating them, how we are engaging them. Okay, if we give respect, they will give back the respect to you. So importance of forming a relationship is very important. No person. Okay, there are many examples that we can say. Okay, even after the last day of life, once the life is ended, it requires few people to dispose our body, to carry our body to the crematorium, like that. For anything, whether for positive aspects, for negative aspects, for anything, we are dependent on each other. So no individual in this world can live independently. Even for the matter, no living being can survive independently. Everyone is dependent on other one in one or other way. So relationship is very important. By enhancing or by improving the understanding of importance of relationship, we will be able to nurture the connections between us that will lead to increased happiness and satisfaction. Next is M, P or M. M is finding the meaning. A sense of meaning in life is crucial for overall well-being. So there is a concept called existential crisis, where we usually think after our education and everything, at one point of time, everybody will think, why I have come to this world, what I am going to do differently in this world, what role I have to do, like that. So we should attach some meaning in our life, that this is my life. This is the meaning of my life. I have to do these things. So I have born to do these things. In this society requires this kind of service. So I am the person who will be able to do this service. So this person require these things. So I am the person who can able to do these things. So every human being have a purpose of living in this world. So we have to find a meaning. We should create a meaning, and we should be able to work towards it, achieving that, how we can able to attach a good meaning to our life, like that. So by able to finding a meaning, okay, we can identify the human's value, our purpose, which will lead to greater fulfillment and motivation for our daily activities. This is important. Okay, we should have a meaning for existing in this life. So that is important. So then in the principles, the last is A, accomplishment and achievement. So setting and achieving a goal gives a sense of accomplishment. This positive psychology principles promotes the idea that pursuing personal goals, enhancing self-esteem, and contributes to overall life satisfaction, encouraging a growth mindset. So let me just quickly revise this PERMA model. So PERMA model is, P stands for positive emotions. We have to inject positive emotion. We have to experience and also inject the positive emotion to the others, so that happiness should enhance and spread. E for engagement. Whatever the work we are doing, we should be able to do it with full engagement. So by concentrating, focusing fully on the work, what we are doing, we will be able to do the work better than we are doing now. Building positive relationship is very important, so that if you help people in difficult situations, people will help you in your difficult situation. So that is very important. Finding a meaning for living in this world, creating a meaning for living in this world, gives us a more motivation. And if you are able to do these four things, then we will be able to achieve or accomplish what we are supposed to do or what we want to do in this life. I'm sure this is very useful. So now the committed job of this day, that is 3P, practicing positive psychology. So far, I have discussed what is positive psychology, how this positive psychology is different from traditional psychology, how positive psychology is different from positive psychiatry, I have discussed the principles of positive psychology. Now we'll go into more practical aspects. Let us try to understand, or let us try to know how we can practice this positive psychology in our day-to-day life. There are numerous positive psychology techniques which we can apply in our day-to-day life. It includes mindfulness. I will be discussing these things in the coming slides. Savoring, that is tasting and enjoying the fullest of our life. Compassion, being with the people who is suffering, being with them and helping them to come out of it. Empathy, thinking or being in their perspective. If somebody is scolding you, if somebody is showing anger towards you, then you think in their perspective. You think in their perspective, why these people are showing this emotion. That is empathy. Being kind towards the person whoever you are meeting. The strength, identify your strength, identify your weakness. Creating hope for the future. Practicing positive affirmation. I can do it. I will be able to do it. I am the person who can do it. Finding the positive role model who are practicing these things and try to follow them. Positive reminiscence, positive mental imagery. You imagine that, like what our Abdul Kalam sir was saying, you dream, you dream of what you want to do. You become one day like that. So positive mental imagery, laughter therapy, optimism, that is thinking positive. Reframing, if some negative things occurs, you reframe that. Like you failed in an exam, your mind says that I'm a failure. I cannot do anything. I am no more. I am worthless. If this kind of thinking is coming into your mind, then reframe that it is not that always I will fail. In the history, it is not that I have failed always. There are situations I have done exceptionally well. So there may be situations I fail, but it is not that I will fail all the times. So you reframe. So you reframe into a positive thing and try to cut down the negative emotions, finding a meaning towards a life. Gratitude, I'll be discussing that. Forgiving, okay, this is one life. Sometimes we have to forgive and move on. And our mindset should be that growth is important. So there are many various positive psychological techniques. I will be discussing few of the techniques in the coming slides. By practicing this positive psychology, we enhance the well-being, gratitude, strength, assessment, and mindful exercise. These practice lead to lasting improvement in happiness and life satisfaction. So I will be discussing some of the positive psychological practices. So one of that is practicing gratitude. So how we can practice gratitude? It is a powerful practice in positive psychology. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of life. So I have been blessed with these things. whatever the state you are, you try to count your blessings. I have been blessed with these things in my life. I have been able to achieve these things in my life. So try to count the positive blessings in your life. That is the main thing. So regularly acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of life. I would say not only count your blessings, okay, also the blessings of your family, neighborhood, friends, like that. So regularly appreciate your friend, regularly appreciate your neighbor. In turn, they will appreciate you. If you say to your friend that you are very happy today, you are very handsome today, I I was very grateful to you. You helped me in this situation. If you are able to say like this to them, in turn, they will also, when situation arises, they will say to you the same thing. So practice appreciating yourself, that is very important, also others, so that can significantly improve mental health, resilience, and foster positive relationships. Mindfulness practice. What is practice of mindfulness? Live about the past, live about the future, live in today life, this moment. That is a mindfulness. Whatever you are doing, at whatever the moment you are doing, engage fully, enjoy it and do it. Maybe very small thing, just enjoy it. Like you are taking a cup of coffee in between your class time. Okay, don't rush. Okay, don't think what happened in the class. Don't think what will happen in the next class. You just be relaxed and enjoy your coffee, enjoy your tea, enjoy the conversation with your friend. Whatever you are traveling, enjoy the scenery in and around you. So mindfulness practice is that you have to just enjoy the presence. Okay, you should enjoy the presence. You should be able to see what is going in and around you. Okay, you should be able to silently observe, watch what is happening in and around you. That is the main principle of this mindfulness. So enhance our awareness and acceptance of the present moment is a mindfulness. By reducing stress and promoting emotional regulations, mindfulness contributes to overall well-being and supports the principles of positive psychology. Next is practicing positive psychology. Next is strength-based approach. So strength-based approach. Focus on strength rather than weakness. Allow individuals to harness their unique abilities. In Tamil Nadu, okay, there was a song. Many of you would have known this. உன்னை அறிந்தால் நீ உன்னை அறிந்தால் உலகத்தில் போராடலாம். Okay, I think many of you know this song from M G Ramachandran, was an actor and then became the chief minister of the state. Okay, and though he was acting, the words are from different people. That is a different thing. But understanding here is you should know your strength. You should know your weakness. If you know your strength, if you know your weakness, you will invest yourself in the right place at the right time at the right amount. If you're able to do this correctly, then automatically you will experience the positive things. So positive psychology encourages identifying and utilizing these strengths to achieve personal and professional goals, leading to a more fulfilling life. So strength, identifying your strength is very important. Okay, so I have been discussing about some of the practical aspects of positive psychology. So how we can apply this to our day-to-day life. So just see this diagram. What happens here? By practicing mindfulness as a component of positive psychology, the good become best or the optimal best. So you will be able to do the same thing in a better manner, somewhat better manner. So let us see in certain situations like practicing positive psychology in education. We are in the field of teaching, learning. So how this particular concept is applied to the field of education. By incorporating positive psychology in education, we can enhance the students' well-being and academic performance. So that is what we are for. By teaching resilience, by teaching gratitude, by teaching strength, a supportive learning environment is formed and student will be strengthened to face their future challenges. By practicing positive psychology, we could able to enhance the students' performance in academic aspects. Also, we will be able to enhance our teaching learning aspects. By practicing positive psychology in workplace, what happens? The organization will benefit because we have a positive workplace culture. By implementing this practice, it promote the employee well-being, the engagement of employee towards the work, that is commitment towards the work will be more, and identifying the strength and weakness of the employee, the workplace work persons, and giving the right work to the right person to the right time is very important. By doing this, by practicing this positive psychology, the productivity in the workplace will increase and job satisfaction will be more. So what are the in whatever? So in the science, nothing is 100%, right? If there is an effect, there will be side effect. So nothing will come easily to us. So what are all the challenges and critics this field of positive psychology is facing? Despite its benefit, positive psychology faces critics regarding its applicability and potential for oversimplification. Though at the outside it appears to be very simple, but when you come into practice, some practicality aspects, applicability is we are facing difficulty because of lack of practice. Though we accept this concept, we are not regularly practicing this concept. So if we start practicing this concept, then we will be able to appreciate the positive aspects of this positive psychology. And too much emphasis on self-report and cross-sectional survey data. This positive psychology, okay, we are more focusing on the whatever the evidence available is more on self-report and cross-sectional survey data. So in science, for everything, evidence is important. So we require extensive research in this area to understand more on this. By addressing these challenges is essential for integrating its principles into broader psychological practice. So there are barriers. There will always be barrier in any field when you are practicing. Identifying those barriers, research extensive research on that field will give you more understanding on that field, and we will be able to correct our mistakes and able to practice this positive psychology in a better way. So what is the future directions of this positive psychology? What we are expecting? Okay. So some overview framework. Many programs like this are happening. Will it work? All those questions comes into our mind when you're thinking about the future of this field, positive psychology. So it involves expanding its application in various fields. So positive psychology means wherever is mind, like I would like to say in every awareness meeting that whoever is having eye can have, whoever is having eye can have tears in their eyes. Who are having nose can have runny nose. Who is having ear can have ear discharge. Likewise, whoever is having mind can have some problem in mind. Many people will say that I will not have any mind problem. I in my life I won't get any mind problem like that. Many people will think like that. So yes, you won't experience any mind problem if you do not have mind. If you don't have mind, you will not experience any problem. If you have mind, you will experience mind problem. So can you say any person in this world or in this earth who is not having mind? So any living individual will have mind. So it is understood that this field of psychology, psychiatry, or the practicing positive psychology will not restrict only in the classes of psychology, will not restrict only in the clinics of psychiatry department. So it is, the future is, it is going to find its application in all the fields, health, education, as well as business. Already we are in the transition phase. The ongoing research will continue to explore its impact on human potential and well-being. So we are in an era of artificial intelligence. The human intelligence is fighting with artificial intelligence. Okay. So if we want to compete with artificial intelligence, we should have a good relationship. We should have a good network, and we should be able to share our ideas, share our views. Then only we could be able to judiciously use the artificial intelligence for the benefit of the people in the coming days. So positive psychology offers a valuable insight into unlocking human potential. So as I already told, this branch of psychology is not just dealing with the people who is having sufferings. This branch of psychology is dealing with the people who is already functioning well. It is enhancing their function. So by practicing this positive psychology, it is going to unlock your human potential. It is going to improve your human potential than what is now. Focus on strengths, relationships, and well-being. The individuals can cultivate and more fulfilling and contributing a happier society. So what we are expecting, if everybody started practicing this positive psychology, then we are going to create a happier society by this. These principles can lead to a change that can last for many years together. Now, time for activity. I think I have given more understanding towards this field. So I have discussed what is positive psychology. I have discussed how to differentiate positive psychology with usual traditional psychology. I have discussed the difference between positive psychiatry and positive psychology. I have discussed the principles of positive psychology. I have discussed the practical or 3P, how we can practice the positive psychology. I have discussed the merits and demerits of this positive psychology. Now we'll have small activity so that you will be able to better apply in your day-to-day life. This quickly, I request all of you. I think it is visible in the slide. So there are 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and scoring is there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just put the score for yourself. The first question is, I have felt cheerful in good spirits. So whether all of the time, most of the time, more than half of the time, less than half of the time, some of the time, at no time. Depending upon that, you just rate yourself 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Question number 2. I have felt calm and relaxed. All of the time, most of the time, more than half of the time, less than half of the time, some of the time, at no time. Question number 3. I have felt active and vigorous. I have felt active and vigorous. All these things for last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks. Okay. I have felt active and vigorous all of the time, most of the time, more than half of the time, less than half of the time, some of the time, at no time. Question number 4. I woke up feeling fresh and rested all of the time, most of the time, more than half of the time, less than half of the time, some of the time, at no time. Question number 5. My daily life has been filled with things that interest me all of the time, most of the time, more than half of the time, less than half of the time, some of the time, at no time. So I am not going to collect your scores, but you can rate yourself these scores. So scoring pattern. The raw score is calculated by totaling the figures of 5 answers. So 0 to 5 is there. You just calculate, just add all those things. So your score may range from 0 to 25, right? If it is 0, it represents worst possible quality of life. If you are nearing towards 25, you are having a best possible quality of life. Okay. If you want to convert into percentage, just multiply by 4, you will have the percentage. So 0 represents worst possible and 100 represents best possible quality of life. Okay. So that is the WHO well-being index. So I think I can move to the next activity. By this time, you will be able to score your well-being index. I am sure most of you will have more than 20. Even if no, we will practice positive psychology and we will improve the well-being index. Activity number 2. Practicing this mindfulness exercise. How we can practice this mindfulness exercise? So there are 5 different ways we can do this exercise. I will be giving a brief of all these 5. Before I am briefing this, for every exercise, I will be showing one video. So it's not that I'm promoting any video here. So I find those videos in the YouTube were connecting to what I'm trying to say. So I'm just showing some of the videos. You can find, you can search, browse, and you can practice which suits you. There are many videos available in the market, in the YouTube. Fine. So now may I request the technical support person to display the first video of body scan.
Fly with Abel and Phi. Body scan meditation. Sit in a comfortable position and bring attention to your body. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. You can notice your body seated wherever you are, feeling the weight of your body on the chair or on the floor. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your attention to the top of your head. Sense this area. What do you feel? Stillness or a feeling running through your hair? Breathe. And as you breathe, relax the top of your head. Continue to breathe and move your attention to the side of your head in your ears. What do you sense? Do you hear anything? Now bring your attention to the neck and throat. Let them be soft. Relax. Soften your jaw. Let your face and facial muscles be soft. Smile softly and gently. Notice your back against the chair. Bring your attention into your stomach area. If your stomach is tense or tight, let it soften. Take a breath. Notice your hands. Are your hands tense or tight? See if you can allow them to soften. Notice your arms. Feel any sensation in your arms. Let your shoulders be soft. Bring your attention to your legs and your feet. Feel your feet touching the ground and making a connection with it. Now notice your whole body present. Take one more breath. Be aware of your whole body as best you can. Take a breath. And then, when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Okay. So the first part, there's a body scan. Like in our psychiatric clinic, whenever somebody is coming, so they will be usually saying that many persons will, sir, I want to scan the whole body from head to foot. I want to see what is happening in my body. Like that, it is by imagination, you are scanning your own body from head to foot. You are concentrating what is happening in the head. You are concentrating what is happening in your forehead. You are concentrating what is happening in the eyebrow, eyelid, like that. You concentrate, you scan yourself by your mind, the whole body, and you silently watch what is happening within you. Okay, how the heart is beating, how the lungs is. Okay, am I audible? Somebody says, please, yes.
You are very much audible,
Yes,
Doctor.
yes.
Sir,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
you're audible.
Because there was a video in between, so I thought, okay, you just scan your body by yourself, by your own mind, and you try to understand what is happening, what is moving, what is not moving, like that. So that is the first part of scanning your body. By doing this, you will feel more calm, you will feel more relaxed. That is the first part. The second part of the video is mindful seeing. Let us see the second video and I will get back to you. Kindly play the second video.
Mindfulness is a great way to release stress. Today, I want you to focus on the shapes, colors, and textures you see. Let's do this together. Start by looking at your phone or whatever device
Is the
you're
video
on.
visible to everybody?
Notice the shape of the screen.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Look at the colors and the textures. Now find a space outside your screen. Is there a window? A view? Look at all there is to see. Focus on the movement of the grass, the leaves and the breeze. Observe the many shapes and textures, patterns that are present. View this small segment of the world with new eyes. Be observant, not critical. Be aware, but not fixated. Can you do it? Can you gently pull your mind away from any distractions and just notice all there is around you? Now breathe, relax, how do you feel? Take a moment each day to mindfully see everything around you.
So whatever you are seeing around this world, you just focus on any small thing or any big thing which is happening around you. Calmly just watch what is happening in and around you. That will give more understanding about how the world is functioning, how others are functioning, how the other things are going, like that. Then by seeing all these things, when you try to interpret your own life, okay, you will be able to feel that I am a part of this world. There are many persons living the same kind of life in a different perspective. So I will also be able to handle these things. So that kind of understanding will come to your mind by practicing this mindful seeing. Now, let us try to see how we can listen mindfully.
Take a few minutes to listen mindfully to music or sounds in your environment. Focus your attention on the sounds, noticing their volume, tone, and quality. Try Try to identify each sound and pay attention to its unique qualities. If your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to the sounds around you. Continue for a few minutes or longer.
So the concept is just listen what is happening around you. So first is in the first part we have seen you scan your own body what is happening. The second part we saw that you see what is happening around you. Number 3 we means in the concept says that you listen what is happening around you like that. So now the fourth concept, how to we should breathe, mindful breathing. So can I have the fourth video?
Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that again. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that again.
So breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. That is the concept. And during that time, your full concentration should be on the air entering into your lungs and the air going out of your lungs. Do not give importance to other activities which is coming into your mind. Do not pay attention towards it. Just to focus on only the breathing. By doing so, you will feel more refreshed. Your brain can take only 2 food. Whatever the nutrition you are taking, the brain takes only 2 things. One is oxygen, number 2 is glucose. Whatever the nutrition you are taking, the brain will not take all those things for its action. So oxygen is very important. Only by deep breathing, you will be able to provide the oxygen full air to the blood from where it moves into your moves to the brain, and you will be brain will be charged. So deep breathing is very important, because whenever we are anxious, whenever we are having any problem, we usually have shortness of breath. We don't usually give a deep breath because we are not having this deep breathing. Okay, we may feel we may have a lack of oxygen to the brain. So mindful breathing will be very useful. And the fifth mindfulness exercise is 5 senses exercise. This is also very useful. All the exercise what I am saying today, or what the videos I have shown, you will be able to do by yourself in any place, wherever you want. Okay, so let us see the fifth video, that is 5 senses exercise.
The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method is a grounding exercise that can help you stay in the moment and avoid negative thinking and worry. You can do this exercise anywhere, at home, at school, in the car, or even in the middle of a crowd. You can do it sitting, standing, or laying down. Counting down from 5, use your senses to list things around you. Make an effort to notice details about these things. This is how to do it. Start by breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. Then slowly look at your surroundings. Find 5 things that you can see around you. Maybe you see a colorful poster on the wall, the spider web on the bookshelf, the lamp on the nightstand with the red shade, the cat sleeping peacefully on the chair, the cactus on the dresser that has finally bloomed. Then list 4 things that you can touch: the warm mug in your hands, the soft comforter on the bed, the denim of your jeans, the scratchy carpet under your feet. Next, listen for 3 things you can hear. Maybe the ticking of a clock, the quiet hum of your computer, the sound of traffic from outside. Now try to find 2 things that you can smell: the tea in your mug, the clean scent of your clothes. Finally, list 1 emotion that you feel. This is a way to ground yourself so you can feel present in the moment and in control of your surroundings. Now you try. To the present moment.
So practice these things in day-to-day life. Scan your body by yourself. See what is happening around you. Listen the environment around you. Let your breath be very slow and give exercise to all your senses and feel positively. Experience a positive emotion. Spread the positive emotion to others so that yourself and also others will feel happy. So how to practice this mindfulness? So take a seat. You try to find a place where you feel calm and quiet. Set a time limit, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Notice your body, what is happening. And make sure you are in a comfortable posture. Feel your breath. Let it go very slowly. Notice what are the thoughts coming in your mind. Let it come, let it stay, let it go. So here I would like to share many of the patients who come to me. They want to forget all the past memories, what they have, because they experience some negative emotions, because they have their negative experiences. They want to forget all the past things. So let me discuss with you. For example, the people who are here, if I do some magic or do some therapy and make everybody forget your past, what will happen? Just imagine. So you will forget whatever I have taught for the last half an hour or more than that. You will forget that. Even you will forget your own name. You will forget your own parents, family, workplace, and you will forget your bank account number. You will forget your password for Facebook. Instagram, like that. So what I am trying to say is, if you want a therapy that would lead to forget all your past, then it means you will forget everything what happened in the past, which is not good. You will forget what you have learned. You may not be able to teach your students. You will not able to know your students, like that. So this concept of forgetting past is not the right thing. Accepting past is the right thing. Man is a thinking animal. So many ideas, many thoughts will come into the human mind. I would say to my patient that if something happened in your life is coming to your mind, and if you are able to remember and recognize that it has happened in your life in the past, it means that your brain is working. Because if it is not happening, then you are having a problem. If you are not able to remember what happened in the past, that is a problem. For example, we have studied for 1 year and appeared for exam. We are going to write in the exam. At that time, we forget whatever we have read. Will it feel good? No. We want everything, whatever we have learned, should be remembered at that point of time. So selectively forgetting something and selectively remembering something will not occur by itself. By some practices, we may achieve a state of giving importance to certain thing and not giving importance to certain thing. For example, you have a friend who was very important in your life. You traveled with that person for a long period. At one point of time, that friend was very important to you. So whenever the thought of that friend come to your mind, you give importance to that person, you give importance to that thought, and you try to engage in that thought and try to leave the other activities and spend more time with that friend by whatever the means possible. At one point of time, you come to understand that this particular friend or individual is not helping you. He is not good for you. Now you want to come out of those thoughts. Means you just accept what happened in the past. That is very important. You just accept what happened in the past. Whenever those thoughts come into your mind, you will feel negative emotions. Whenever some good things come to your mind, your emotions will be positive. Whenever some bad things come to your mind, your emotions will be negative. That is the nature of the thought. You have attached emotions to those thoughts. So that will come during that time. Do not get panic about those things. Whatever the thought come into your mind, let it come, let it stay, let it go. That is very important. You focus on what is important for you for the next day, for the next week, for the next month. You try to make that into action. Whatever the thought which you feel is not good for you, which you do not want, just ignore it. Do not stop it. Do not try to stop it. You just ignore it. By doing that, you will be able to free from your past sufferings. So number 6, be kind to your wandering mind. So don't judge yourself or obsess over the content of the thoughts you find yourself lost in. Just come back. So this is how you have to practice the mindfulness. What are the benefits of practicing this? You will be having improved mental health, improved self-esteem. Your stress and anxiety will decrease. You will have good sleep. Your blood pressure will normalize or reduce. You will be able to experience more empathy. You will be able to boost your motivation. and your productivity will improve. That is the main goal. This is another exercise. You can have a sheet printed
Doctor,
like
Doctor,
this.
sorry to,
Yes,
Doctor,
sir.
sorry to interrupt you. Could you
Yes,
please
sir.
share your screen, Doctor? We lost the screen in between.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry. Now we are getting it, sir. One of the participants wanted the 5 steps to be repeated, sir, if you
Yes,
could.
yes. I will. So this I think everybody has seen.
Yes.
So maybe from
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
So here, what is happening is practicing how to practice mindfulness. That is the thing here. So you take a seat, you find a place that feels calm and quiet. That is one thing. Number 2, set a time limit. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes is enough. Number 3, notice your body, like whether you are comfortably sitting in a place to perform this mindfulness exercise. Number 4, feel your breath, like mindfulness breath we have discussed, slow breath. Number 5, I was discussing in detail this 5th and the 6th step. So maybe I can repeat, no issue. So the 5th step is mentioning that notice when your mind has wandered. So what was I am saying is, in whenever, like when I'm talking to you, when you're listening to me, at this given point of time, though my main focus is to see the PowerPoint, what I'm talking, and try to give my views to the fullest possible to the audience. That is the main thinking coming into the mind. But it is not that it is the only thinking that come into my mind. Okay. So at the same time, I'm having many more thinking also. Okay. Like maybe a small thing or maybe a large thing. Like what my wife has prepared for dinner today. That is one thinking. So whether my son has finished his homework or not, that is one thinking. So my patients who are waiting in the clinic. So whether the patient has come or not, those things. Okay, like that. This is one part, professional part. There may be some other thinking also, personal thinking also, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, at a given point of time, many thinking will come to our mind, which is normal. Okay, some of the thinking is wanted, and some of the thinking is not wanted. Okay, maybe wanted for this time, not wanted for other time, or not wanted for this time, maybe wanted for other time. That is different. So at this given point of time, if we are having more than one thought is normal. We have to choose one of those thinking which is very helpful for our next 1 hour, next 1 week, for the next month, like that, and give importance to that thought and make into an action. You cannot control the nature of the thought which is coming into your mind. You cannot dictate your mind that only this kind of thought should come to me. You cannot dictate your mind that this kind of thought should not come to me. That is not under any human's control. What is possible is, you can screen. You just see, screen, and choose the thoughts which is helping you, which is required for you, and make it into a practice and action. That is possible for any human being. By practice, it is possible. So do not try to say that I don't want this thought. Means I feel that, do not try to make into practice that this thought should not come to me, because I did not like, for example, let us say an imaginary person called Praveen. Okay, I am very angry towards Praveen. So the thoughts of Praveen should not come to my mind. That kind of thinking should not be there. Any kind of thought can come. Good thinking or bad thinking can come to your mind. That is normal. Just to focus on what is required or what is not required, and ignore the thought which is not required for you. Ignoring is the right practice. Okay, avoiding is not the right practice. That was I was trying to say. Then other thing what I was trying to say is, many patients who come to me used to say that, doctor, I want all of my past memories should be erased. So that is not the good thing. Okay. So if actually that happened, if all the past memory has been erased by some technique, if I do some therapy or by some magic, I erased all the past thing, means I could not able to remember Dr. A. John Bolaya sir. Okay. I do not know who he is, and he will not know who I am, and I will not know what I am doing now, and I will not know my own parents. I will not know my own child. I will not know what I have taken today breakfast. I can give any examples. So forgetting what happened in our life is not the blessing. Okay. The opposite thing, I used to say that if you are able to remember what happens in your life, means still your brain is functioning. Still your brain is normal. If you are able to remember what happened, then your brain is normal. So do not say that I want to forget it. Rather, try to ignore those thoughts. Do not pay attention towards those thoughts. That is very important. You have already given importance to that thoughts. Because of that, it has strengthened. Now you feel it is not important. Just ignore it. Focus on what is required now. That is the message. So number 6 is, be kind to your wandering mind. Don't judge yourself or obsess over the content of the thoughts. You find yourself lost in, just come back in. That is the information. So thanks for the person whoever want to hear it again. So it means that you are following what I am trying to say, and you want it again, means I'm happy that something good I'm doing. So benefits of doing this practice is, by benefits of doing or practicing this positive psychologies, you will have improved mental health. Your self-esteem will be improved. You will have reduced stress and anxiety. You will have good sleep. Your blood pressure will become normalized or even reduce. If it is high, you will be able to empathize others. Your motivation will get boosted. Your productivity will increase. That is a goal. We are trying to improve. The whole field of psychiatry was actually, in fact, even I was in the starting of the presentation, I was saying the practice of psychiatry itself started to improve the productivity, to improve the well-being. But it was wrongly understood that the psychiatry is only for suffering. No problem. There is now a branch called positive psychiatry or positive psychology, which is focusing only on this. If you are not able to come out of this, even after practicing all these things, if we feel that we could not able to feel better, if productivity is not improved, then we'll go to the actual psychiatry or psychology. So this is the chart or exercise, the next exercise. So it's just like daily planner, what you used to write, right? Okay. So daily morning, you can note these things, like in the morning attitude. Before you begin your day, list 5 things which you are grateful for. Like, I am alive today. That is a very grateful thing. Okay. And I am blessed with food today. Morning coffee, morning breakfast, like that. My body is functioning today. That is, every part of my body is functioning today. That is a good thing. Like that. So whatever the 5 things that is grateful to you, list all those 5 things. Number 2, you list 3 peoples to whom you are thankful today. And you list 3 things, good qualities within you. You appreciate yourself. And you write 2 things, what you have learned from the challenges you faced yesterday. And you just what is the one moment from your day that made you happy? Focus on this moment for 3 minutes because you felt happy. You focusing on that, you will be experiencing more happiness like that. Okay, so you write, if you write those things daily, you will be able to identify your strengths, you will be identify your weakness, and you will be able to understand your challenges, and you will constantly you will work upon improve you, and that will lead to the practice of positive psychology. Another day planner, it's a simplified form. I am grateful for these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Affirmations, I can do it, I will do it, I will be able to do it, something like that. Goals, daily goal, weekly goal, monthly goal, yearly goal, like that. Good habits to adopt, you just mentioned. Bad habits to leave, mention that, like that. So if you daily have a practice of writing these things and focusing on the good things, the bad things will go by itself. Okay, top 3 priorities. How can I make tomorrow better, like that? At the end of the day, you just mention the productivity score out of 10, how you rate yourself. What is your today's learning? Like 7 by 10, 5 by 10, whatever. At the end of the day, you just rate yourself and try to improve the next day. Like that. So I am coming to the last part of the presentation, that is conclusion. So research has shown that psychological health assets are prospectively associated with good health measures in variety of ways. Example, positive emotions, life satisfaction, optimism, life purpose, social support, like many other things. They are associated with good health measures. What is not yet known is whether positive psychology interventions improve physical health. The answer is yes, but research should say that is important because mind is not something that is in the wind. Okay, mind is not something in what is floating in the air. Mind is something, okay, which is a part of the brain. The functional organization, the portion of the functional organization of the brain is mind. Okay, so mind is a part of the body. Mind is a main switch. The brain is a part of the body. Brain is the switch box, the main switch control of all the organs. So if your mind is healthy, if you practice positive psychology, your mind will be healthy. Your mind is healthy means your brain is healthy. If your brain is healthy means all your body parts will become healthy. So the answer is yes, but we need to find more research finding into it. Future directions for the application of positive psychology to health area are to be discussed. So we were discussing, okay, how we can use this positive psychology in various parts of the health, not only in the field of health, in the field of education, in the field of business, in many other fields also. So we conclude that the application of positive psychology to health is promising, although much works remains to be done. These are some of the references. So I could see they want some link of the videos. Already it is there in the YouTube that can be shared. So this is
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your wonderful, insightful, and informative presentation. I think you gave a very clear presentation on practicing positive psychology. It was a very useful session, and from the chat box, I come to know that many participants have enjoyed your session, and congratulations. Thank you very much. Probably we can take some questions.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Doctor. This
Yeah,
is
good evening.
good evening, Doctor. This is Shama, student PG Counseling Psychology,
Yes,
St.
ma'am.
Joseph's College. So the presentation and the content was very useful and helpful, Doctor.
Thank you.
But today's current status of positive psychology or the concerns about the overuse is the toxic positivity or misuse of positive psychology, like exerting pressure to maintain a positive outlook, leading to denial or avoidance of distressing emotions. So we are always carried up, out, away, or lost in the illusion of being positive, the belief that people should maintain a positive mindset no matter how dire or difficult the situation is. So, Doctor, can you please give insights on this toxic
Yes,
positivity?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In
It's,
Tamil, we used to
making
say,
positive psychology a
yes,
pseudoscience.
ma'am. In Tamil, we used to say, Alavukku minjinal amudamum nanju. It means too much of good thing is good for nothing. Okay. So there requires some for whichever is good. There is some there are some barriers, or there is an boundary beyond which it is not good. Like this can be applied to any field, madam, not only for positive psychology. Like we are judicially using the internet today. Everybody is in the using the laptop, cell phone, internet for the positive thing. Everybody who is connected today, we are reading, we are learning, we are discussing. This is a positive usage of the internet. But this can be abused also. This can be misused also. Okay. So this is a means the individual's mindset. Okay. How we can use it. That is important. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
I
Good
have
evening.
two questions.
Yes, ma'am.
One is that there could be people who are extremely positive, but then they are without goal. Like they are very positive, they are very hale and hearty, they always spread happiness, they are joyful, but then they are people without goal. And when you are working towards a goal, especially in the environment where the corporate culture is so stressful, does positive psychology not become easier said than done?
Yes, madam. The ultimate aim of the life is to live. That is the actual goal. Fine. So the ultimate aim of any person in the life is to live. That is ultimate goal. So how to live? Happily we should live. So many people, very few people are able to handle this area by maybe genetically or with environmental or with very good teaching or whatever. They are able to inherently able to face the difficulties with a smiling mind. That is very important. So what you are saying, the corporate culture or whatever thing is, so we have to think one area is what is our ability, and number two is what is the demand around us. If your ability is high, but the demand is less, you will be able to do it with flying colors. If your ability is less, but demand is high, you will feel stressed. Or your ability is okay, but the demand is over demanding, then also you will face the stress. So identifying your strengths, identifying your weakness, and you try to do the work with full engagement. It is not for the purpose of earning money. It is not for the purpose of living the life. You are doing with enjoying the work. Then it is you'll be able to do it in a better way. Everybody is free. So it's not that by showing in the public and talking to the public, we are saying that I can do this, I can do that. In practical life, there is a difficulty. I'm not saying there is no difficulty, but these are the formulas. These are the ways by which you could able to come out of these things. Yes.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes, madam.
Now, if you are saying that positive psychology is there, if in my inner side is I am full of stress, and to show myself that is I am very relaxed, very positive, and very happy, how can it be possible, sir?
It is not possible, madam. So because that's the thing. So you are talking about the clinical psychology or the psychiatry, plain psychiatry. It is not positive psychiatry what you are talking. Okay. The psychiatry as well as the plain psychology is dealing with the person who is having the problem. So positive psychology or positive psychiatry main focus is you are already functioning on average life. You are functioning. How to enhance that in a better way? That is the goal of this positive psychology and positive psychiatry. But it is something like you just first try to practice positive psychology. If you are able to come out of your problem, then it is fine. Does not require the next step to move on. If you are not able to come out of that, then you go to the psychology and psychiatry practice. That is understanding. Like for example, to answer your question specifically, whenever we are trying to discuss about reframing the cognitive thoughts, a person who has failed in the exam and come to you as a teacher and trying to meet you as a teacher, you are trying to say that he is already very below average, his mark is very low for this exam, and you are saying that next exam you will pass, don't worry, you go. So his mind will not accept that immediately. So how can I failed this exam, I could not able to perform, how can I immediately pass in the next exam, like that. So in that way, you have to make him understand that how many exams in your life you have given so far. Some hundreds of exams I have given. How many exams you failed so far? Some 10 to 20 exams I have failed. So it means 80 exams you have passed. So majority of the exams you have passed. So few exams you have failed. Your history itself says that you have passed in many exams and failed in few exams. You failed in few exams and then again passed in many exams. So if you continuously try, there is a possibility that you may pass. If the possibility of passing is increasing, the possibility of failure will decrease. If the possibility of failure is decreasing, then chance of that probability of the pass will increase. So if you say like this, they will be able to understand and they will try to put their efforts. Immediately saying that everything will go by today, you go, that won't reach. And that is not the goal of positive psychology also.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is Atmarishi from Pondicherry.
Yes, sir.
Sir, first thanks for giving this wonderful webinar because we have been listening to most probably an hour, but the time is going very slow for me. Yes. And the videos really gives us a clear clarity about the doing the things very simple about the techniques that you have been incorporated.
Yes, sir.
I have two questions to ask you.
Yes, sir.
First one is you have mentioned the gratitude journal before the conclusion slide.
Yes, sir.
In that there is notes as well as doodle. What that it means? Can you please show
notes and doodles, right?
Yes.
So okay, what happened today? The narration of what happened today, and at the last you are writing what is your today's learning. That's the thing. I have shown that.
I want to write my today's learnings in that.
I mean, just list what happened today.
Okay.
And the summary of that is today's learning that will come in the last.
Okay. For today, up to today, I want to write what are the learnings I have learned.
Whatever affected you, you just mention whatever affected you, positively or negatively. You just mention. You briefly just mention those things. Then in the today's learning, so I learned these things today, like that. For example, okay, there is one professor who is very strict. Okay, and always scolding. Okay, so today what happened? I went to him. Okay, and I just greeted him and said that, sir, I have read your article. That was very nice. That was very informative. After saying that, daily he used to scold me. This day he became smiling towards me, and the scolding percentage was decreased from 80% to 60%. Though I got the scolding, 20% is very big amount. For getting scolding from 80% to 60% is manageable for me. Like that. So I have learned that how to approach this person. By greeting him, he is able to, scolding less me. So something like that. So daily you learn a new thing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And my next question is, you have added a last quote in the conclusion session now.
Yes.
Could you please share why you have crossed many quotes in your life? But today you have been mentioned this quote. No? Can you please share the importance of this quote?
I could not able, kindly louder. I could not able to get your question.
Sir, can you hear me?
I'm able to hear, but feeble.
Okay, sir. Now, as you mentioned in the last slide, the quote written by Martin.
Yeah.
You have crossed many quotes in your life, but in this session you have been mentioned this quote. So would you please explain it? What is this important rather than other quotes?
Okay. So this quote, I haven't read this quote, and you made me to read. Means during the presentation.
Yes, sir.
So just as a good life is something beyond the pleasant life, the meaningful life is beyond the good life. So what is good, what is bad, that is different. What is meaningful, that is very important. Okay. So we have to add a meaning to the life, that is important. So whether it is good or bad is different. The meaning may be different for different persons.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. When you shared about the PERMA model, no, sir.
Yeah.
So there I would understand that meaning. So my question is, kindly connect between absurdism and existentialism in the view of psychology. To what extent can we touch the field of positive psychology along with the values, especially the individual generation who speaks self-centered much rather than focus on societal things?
Means your question is how
because nowadays the students, they are so self-centered, and sometimes they are very strong enough to hold their space in the term of existentialism or absurdism. So how can we individually implement the kind of positive psychology? To what extent to that individual?
I understand. See, the concept has been changing, so we cannot blame the juniors, because the demand what we were facing in our period was different. The demand what the people now facing is different. So we have to think everything into our mind. So during our days, there was a days when if you just read, if you are able to read and write, you will get the job. That is first scenario. Then there was scenario that it was saying that if you able to get 8th standard pass, you will get a government job. Then there was a scenario that if you able to get 10th pass, you will get a government job. Now next generation comes, then you pass your degree, then you will get. Then even now the scenario has changed. The engineering or even the MBBS, okay, just by having a degree is not going to help you. You have to develop your skills. So the demand is more. The people are not focusing on what is happening in and around them because of the competitive world. We should make them to realize the happenings around them. That is very important. Okay, when during our period, our days, we were having that moral. There was classes for moral lessons. There were classes for PT period, everything. So over the days, what happens? All these classes has been taken up by science teacher, maths teacher, and many other teachers. So because of that, these things were not. The students are not exposed much towards these things. So these are the opportunities where we can make them to expose on these things. And just having a degree is not going to help, because many person is having degree now. Okay, developing skill is very important. So develop the skill. These things are important. So for this generation people, you should be able to say why he has to learn these things. During our days, whatever the teacher says, we blindly follow. We do not know whether it is important or not. We just, if the teacher says, that is right. Nowadays, the children are focusing because they are in a competitive world. If they are spending their time, energy, money, they want to know why they want to spend all these things. So we have to create a hope. We have to create an interest towards them. Okay, why they need to learn these things. If they feel that it is very useful, then they will absolutely follow these things. For example, this particular program itself speaks. So from 5 o'clock to now, we are discussing, 100% are watching this. Okay, it means, okay, they have understood the importance of this field. That is important.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sivaraman, for delivering such an insightful and engaging session on practicing positive psychology. The most highlighting aspect of the session includes the videos and the activities that you showed us. Thank you for giving us a detailed explanation on both the practical as well as the theoretical aspects of positive psychology. We appreciate you for the knowledge you shared. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. John Balaya, our IFDP coordinator. A special thank you to Dr. Vimal Gerald for his contributions. And to all our participants, a heartfelt thank you for your active engagement. Your interactions have greatly enriched our discussions, and it has made the session truly memorable. Thank you all for being such an integral part of this experience.
Once again, thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a good evening. Thank you, participants. If you have any queries regarding the technical assistance, you may come forward now.